Hi BookTube! My name is Sarah and welcome to the Bookish Knitter. Today I am coming to you with a Harlequin Anticipated Reads video for July of 2022. So, love these videos, you guys know this. Few caveats before I start the video. These are the books that are being released in North America. So, your mileage may vary depending on what country you live in, whether you're in the UK and you receive the Mills and Boon books, or Australia with the same Mills and Boon. I know that they're different. So the books I'm going to talk about might not be available in every country, and I do apologize for that. I know the North American market because that's where I live. So that's just a small caveat to begin. All of these books are currently available for purchase either as an ebook or a print book on harlequin.com. So feel free to jump over there. And I believe they're doing a buy 3, get 3 free sale today. It ends today, the day that this video is going up. So if you want to get in on that, maybe go do that. So yeah, all these books are currently available digitally and by print. But if you buy them digitally, please do know that you can only read them on the Gloss app from Harlequin. There's information on the Harlequin website on how to do that. So it's not a Kindle or a Kobo or a Nook edition or anything at all like that. It's proprietary to their device. Now, on the 28th of June is when all of these books will be released to Kindle or Amazon, Kobo, Nook, all those places. You can buy them in your grocery store at that point. So that's the release date for those that are actually sold on store shelves or digitally. So that's just to start off this video. The second little bit to start off this video, of course, is that because these are my anticipated reads videos, I am asking you guys to pick me some books. From all the books that I'm going to share with you today, and I go through and I pick one from each line that comes out, I pick the one that I am the most interested in. So from those books that I'm going to share with you, I want you guys to pick some for me and post in the comments below. You can pick more than one. You can pick 3 or 4 or 5. You can pick 12, whatever you want. And then I will tally up all the votes. And those are the books that I will read for my Harlequin Anticipated Reads vlog that will come out towards the tail end of July next month. So without any further ado, let's jump into the video. So the first one, of course, we're going to start with Desire. And I love the cover of this book. So we have When the Lights Go Out by the great Jules Benett. I love Jules Benett's work. I have not read a bad book by her. This is the first book in the Angels Share series. So let me read a little bit about what this one is about. Distillery executive Elise Hawthorne always put business first. No way she'll gamble a lucrative partnership for one night of pleasure. But when a storm outage strands her with her VIP client Antonio Rodriguez, he awakens a passion Elise can't ignore. Continuing their affair when the lights come back on puts everything she's worked for at risk, and now a family secret could blow up her life and cost her the most precious merger of all. So sounds really good. You know, one of those, what happens when the power goes out stays where the power goes out. But yeah, that one sounds really good. Next up, we have a Harlequin heartwarming novel. You guys know I love these books. Her Cowboy Wedding Date by the great Cari Lynn Webb. We're going to have a lot of, all these authors are great, to be honest. So this is the third book in the Three Springs, Texas series. Maid of honor Tess Palmer has 2 weeks to plan her cousin's wedding, and she will do anything to make the ceremony perfect, even if it means wrangling best man Carter Sloane's help. The cynical cowboy would rather focus on his business than wedded bliss. And widowed Tess isn't looking for a second chance at love, but could planning a trip down the aisle bring the two of them together. Sounds adorable, right? And as I like to mention in these books, the heat level on the heartwarming books, they are considered to be a sweet romance, if you will. Like, they don't have adult content, essentially. Anything I believe that happens, and I don't think I've even read one where it's even been hinted at, but everything would be firmly shut behind closed doors, essentially. Next up, we have a Harlequin historical. In Search of a Viscountess by Carol Arens. This is the second book in the Riven Hall Weddings series. With his father's ailing health and the weight of his Viscount title to inherit, Thomas Grant knows he must marry, yet searching for a Viscountess is more complicated than he expected, especially when his sister's new companion moves into his manor. Evie Clark is delightful but totally unsuitable. When it's revealed that Evie's been hiding a secret, suddenly his bride might be closer to home than he imagined. So, sounds really good. I love the cover on this one. Yeah, this one sounds really, really good. An Intrigue. So the past 2 months in a row, we just so happen to have gotten Intrigue books. Probably because they're awesome. I have loved both of them that I read. The one for May was fantastic. The June book was fantastic. Stay tuned in case you're wondering. Next Tuesday will be the vlog for the month of June, for the June books that came out. So stay tuned for that. But this month, for July, their Harlequin book, or the Intrigue novel, is Closing In on a Cowboy by the great Carla Cassidy. Oh, love Carla Cassidy. It was a big toss-up this month because there was also a Dolores Fawson book out. And I love Dolores Fawson, but I'm like, Carla, Cowboys. I mean, they both do Cowboys, but this is the first in a series, which I think is what tipped it over the edge for me. So we have Kings of Coyote Creek, book number 1. And this is rancher Johnny King thought he'd moved on since Chelsea Black left town to follow her big city dreams. With his emotions still raw following his father's murder, Chelsea's return reveals passions he thought buried. But a dangerous stalker from her old life doesn't want her to set down roots with anyone. As their spark reignites, can Johnny and Chelsea face the threat to their lives and to their hearts? So it sounds like she's got a stalker. He's followed her to this small town. It's Carla Cassidy. I don't need to say anything else because it sounds absolutely. Next up, we have a Harlequin medical romance. I really am enjoying these ones, and I really like this author. So we have Cornish Reunion with the Heart Doctor by Louisa George. And as I always like to say, cardiologist people, it's a cardiologist. But I guess Cornish Reunion with the cardiologist. Maybe it doesn't have the same ring. I don't know. Pediatrician Lexi can't wait for her friend cardiologist Jono, it's Jono, to move home from Australia. After pouring her heart and soul out to Jono long distance during her divorce, their emotional bond is strong, but their raw chemistry of their reunion after 5 years astounds her. And when a Cornish wedding leads to a night of breathtaking passion, Lexi must decide, does she dare risk their precious friendship for the hope of everything she's ever wanted? So they become more than friends, and it's the scenario of, do we want to ruin this friendship? Potentially destroy this friendship if the relationship doesn't work out. It sounds really good. And she's a pediatrician and he's a cardiologist, and it just sounds delightful. I love those books so much. Next up, a Presents novel. Hands down, probably my favorite cover of the whole month, to be completely honest. I stinking love this cover. A Scandal Made After Midnight by Kate Hewitt. Passionately Ever, book number 4. This entire series, I don't think is a series you necessarily need to read in order. They are all fairy tale retellings, and this one is Cinderella, and that's what sold me. So we have the vulnerable Rossi brand, now threatened with being labeled stuffy, needs an image overhaul, and new CEO Alessandro has found the perfect media influencer to court. Only it's her plain older stepsister who catches his attention. Is it Cinderella? Yeah, it's Cinderella, right? Yeah, okay. Lane Blanchard is used to living life in the shadows, but Alessandro's heated gaze across a Parisian ballroom sets her body alight. She agrees to a sizzling fling, knowing it's all emotionally guarded Alessandro can offer. They're risking a scandal, but it's worth it for a taste of the fairy tale. So it is a Cinderella retelling. Yeah, I'm sure it's a Cinderella retelling. I think that's what it said. But yeah, this one sounds so good. Again, hands down, the best cover of the month. No questions asked. I love it. So I cannot wait for that one. Next up, a Harlequin romance novel by the great Allie Blake. I adore Allie Blake. She is the sweetest. We have The Wedding Favor. So this is the sparks are flying from the moment Emerson Elder meets her teenage crush again at a wedding. Everything is different. Holden Rourke is now a millionaire entrepreneur, and she has sworn off relationships after all the heartbreak in her life. Yet when Holden asks for a favor, it's impossible to say no. Emerson knows she's strong enough to keep her heart at a distance, or so she thinks, but all too quickly it's not so simple anymore. So again, another best friends to lovers relationship. I love those. It's one of my favorite tropes in romance. This one sounds absolutely delightful. Next up, romantic suspense. The Spy Switch by Karen Whiddon. This one sounds so good, you guys. Okay. School teacher Jennifer Glass's ordinary life screeches to a halt when a criminal targets her. Moreover, she's mistaken for an identical twin she never knew existed. Like, dun dun dun. Like, that's soap opera right there, is it not? And I'm here for it. Now she's drawn to her sibling's partner, ATF agent Micah Spokane. Now, ATF, Agency of Tobacco and Firearms. Am I, being a Canadian, I'm not sure. I think that's what that is, right? Micah needs Jennifer to play the part of his undercover wife to bust a gun smuggling ring. He promises to protect her every step of the dangerous way, but they might not be able to resist the fake, in air quotes, passion growing between them. Oh, that sounds so good. You guys know how much I love the romantic suspense novels and the intrigue novels. Like, the suspense ones are some of my favorites. The next two books I actually have physical copies of. These are ones that Harlequin actually did send me as part of like the influencer program that I'm a part of. So these are two of the ones that are actually being promoted for the month of July. So that's great that I actually have physical editions if for some reason these ones get picked. So the first one we have here is Matched by Masala, and this is by the great Mona Shroff. Shroff, I think is how you say her name. I had the joy to interview her back when I was on the Categorically Romance podcast. She is absolutely delightful. Brie and I interviewed her when her first book in this series came out, which was called, yikes, what was the first book called? The 5-Day Reunion, which is the first in this series. So this is book 2 in the Once Upon a Wedding. They're companion novels. You don't necessarily have to have read them in order. So let me read the back of this one for you. One impetuous, slightly drunken kiss has turned up the heat on Chef Amar's feelings for Divya Shah. He's been in love with the sexy pastry chef, his sister's best friend, since they were teenagers. But a painful tragedy in his past keeps Amar from revealing his true emotions. As they work side by side in her tiny food truck, I love that she runs a food truck, she realizes there's more than just business simmering between them. For the first time, she's tempted to step outside her comfort zone and take a chance on Amar, even if it means risking more than her heart. And the cover as well is just, there's her food. Like, that is like the ultimate in summer, like this, like, I don't know. I just feel like this is very summery. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, this one sounds really, really good. Looking forward to getting to that one. The next one, again, is another one that Harlequin, the influencer program, sent me. And this was my pick for this month as well. We have An Unlikely Alliance by Toni Shiloh. This is the 7th book in the Canine Companion series. Now, I love this series. So again, for those of you who might be new to my channel, the love-inspired books are faith-based romances. So these are Christian fiction novels. This one and then the next one I'm going to talk about, which is a suspense novel, also Christian-based. So this is an inspirational romance, essentially. Now, the Canine Companions, I've now read 2 books in this line, or in this series, and they have nothing to do with each other. You can absolutely read these books out of order. They take place in different locations, different characters. From what I read, there's no crossover with these. Essentially, what drives this series is the fact that each of our main characters has why do I keep drawing a blank on this? An animal that, a health assistant animal, a service dog. That's, why do I always blank on the word service dog? They all have service dogs. So let me read the back of this one for you. It says, to save her animal shelter, she'll have to work with her biggest foe. With her emotional support dog at her side, if I just read the back of the book, I could have told you what the dogs were called. Masala Tucker will do whatever it takes to ensure the survival of the local animal rescue. Even Allie herself with her nemesis, firefighter Jeremy Ryder, as working together dredges up old hurts, putting the past aside could be the key to their future joy. But can Masala resist falling for the man she's always considered the enemy? So yeah, sounds really cute. And guys, the dogs thing says service dog. Clearly I need more coffee this morning, so cheers everybody. But that's okay. We're on to our last book. So that is the Love Inspired pick for the month. And last but not least, the Love Inspired Suspense pick for the month. Again, faith-based romance, inspirational romantic suspense, essentially. We have Vanished Without a Trace by Sarah Hamaker. This cover, like, hi, how many people... Those of you who have little ones at home, ask them if they know what this thing is on the front of this cover. It's called a phone booth. That's a phone booth, kids. Before people had cell phones. So it says, after 9 years searching for his missing sister, attorney Henderson Parker uncovers a clue that leads him to Twin Oaks, Virginia, and podcaster Elle Updike investigating the case. Parting with the journalist is the last thing Henderson wants, until mysterious thugs make multiple attacks on both their lives. Now they'll have to trust each other before the suspected kidnappers make them disappear for good. So he's searching for his lost sister, and he meets up with a podcaster, and it sounds really, really good. And yeah, so that is the last pick. So anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Again, please let me know in the comments below which books should I read for my Harlequin Anticipated Reads vlog in the month of July. So which books sound the best to you out of all of these? I pick the 4 books that get the most votes, and yeah, you'll find out what those are when that vlog comes out. But do let me know, and yeah. So anyway, guys, until my next video, take care and happy reading. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye, guys.